Hello everybody that's not going to watch this video. Today we have a game between Atosidus, aka Jason, on top right hand corner playing Protoss, and Stephen Cho, bottom left hand corner, playing Protoss as well. This is a PvP, so let's see what these two players come up with. This is their second interesting game, and Super Cho just claiming he wants to play Terran. But he's stuck playing Protoss. Let's hope this game becomes interesting. As you see, both players' APM are pretty low. They don't know the point of APM spamming yet, so that's quite nice. Here is standard 9 pylon by Steven, followed by a 10 pylon by Jason. That's pretty late. He's going to get supply blocked making his probes, while Steven's going to keep on making them. So that's a small advantage, but with the skill of these two players, probably won't matter that much. As we see Steven scout, he sees the pylon, so probably knows that no cheese is going to happen. And down here we have Jason about to scout, he's also going to see the pylon, no gateway yet. So both players are going to be playing pretty standard right now. Jason is chrono boosting his SCVs, even though both players are on about the same amount of energy. Jason's gateway comes down at 13, which is quite standard. Steven's waiting till 14. The standard gateway is usually 12 or 13. There goes a gas for Jason. That's about standard timing. Here is Jason's probe just hitting a gateway. I'm just going to back off and save his scout. Both players just still playing standard. They're mirroring each other right now, even though Jason's a bit faster. Even though Jason's faster, he's behind in SCVs by 1. So there's a second pylon, could be a bit late. And his warp gate's up at finish. We haven't seen a core yet. Jason's trying to build a zealot, but he's supply blocked. And he is going to make another pylon and overcompensate. There's a cybernetics core for Steven, and looks like he won't be making Zealot, probably saving those minerals for something else. His second gas is coming up. Jason's gas is down as well. Just pretty standard right now. This map is quite a small map, except for the rush distance is really close, so early aggression or cheese is actually quite preferred on this map. It's nice to see how Jason has broken the mythical 12 worker mark, and that's quite an achievement. Let's see if he keeps this going. He hasn't put in guys on gas yet, while Steven has 4 probes on gas. He's probably going to have a stalker advantage if Jason doesn't get gas on the second guys soon. There goes second gateway, both players getting the warp gate research. Actually, Steven not getting the warp gate research. That could be a blunder by him, as he is quite rich. Jason keeping his income pretty low, which is quite nice. He's got 2 zealots out. Steven still hasn't made any army yet, which is quite interesting. He might be going for some early tech, maybe a Stargate or Dark Templars. Wow, Steven's probe is still alive, just running around. Hasn't really done much. Jason's stalker is out and he's gonna end the scout. But he does see the third gateway, so he might be starting to, he's starting to build his army. He's got Sentry and a Stalker warping in, and he finally starts that warp gate. He's still chrono boosting probes instead of his warp gate tech. Yeah, and both players doing the same thing, except for, yep, there's Steven's third warp gate, third gateway actually. So they're still doing the same thing. Jason, however, only has 2 on his second geyser. That's gonna hurt the later this game goes on. Jason also has a proxy pylon in here. It's not actually a really good position. It's probably better if it was on the high ground, so he could actually warp in onto the high ground. Jason also is taking control of the Zone Naga Tower. He's only got 23 SCVs, so he's actually about 7 behind, actually 8 behind on Steven. So even Steven's the lack of army, he should have the economic lead so far, and he's getting his 4th warp gate. Um, yep, warp gate finished for Jason. However, he's not turning these gateways into warp gates quite yet. Still being pylons, even though I don't think he really needed this one. Here comes Jason with the sneaky expand into the gold. He's deciding not to take his safer natural expansion. And looks like Jason's going to move that with his little army here of 4 stalkers, 2 zealots, and a sentry. Steven, however, has 2 sentries. He should be able to force field the ramp fairly well, and these 2 stalkers have the high ground advantage. He's still actually quite high on money, so I'm not sure why he's not warping extra units. Here is Jason, just about to attack the front door. He's Steven going for the expansion, but Jason's army gets there in time, and it's going to deny that expansion for quite a while. There's a force field catching one of the zealots out of position, and Jason's army is just stuck behind the force field, unable to do anything since he doesn't have an observer to see onto the high ground. But his gold is coming up, so the longer this game goes on for, the better advantage Jason will have, even though he's about 8 pros behind Steven. Steven finally changing his gateways into warp gates. He actually got a Stargate out here. And he's gaining Void Ray. Will he try some harass? Probably won't be that effective, as Jason can just warp in Stalkers right here. And this gold is up, and I don't think Steven will know about this since it's pretty much contained to his base. Looking at the army values, both armies are actually about the same. I think Steven has more Stalkers than Jason though. Actually they're about the same. Here's Steven. Oh, he's going for 2 more gateways. That makes this build a 6 gate build, but he's still only on 1 base. I don't think he can support this, and he's going to get mined out. And since he's not taking this expo, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Jason just keeping the container up and building more proxy pylons around the map. Looks like he might be trying to break Steven soon. Nope, Steven's trying to move out, but Jason's army is just sitting there waiting for him at his front door. Jason has got his Twilight Council and he's researching Blink. So probably going to see some mass Stalker Blink action. Steven, if he gets a robotics facility and gets some immortals, that could help him quite a lot against these Stalkers. Steven has his 2 Void Rays here. Looks like he's going to try and get some harass done at Jason's base. Jason's army is quite far from his base, and with this wall it's going to be hard to get his army back, but then again he can just warp in Stalkers. Robotics facility going down for Jason. Steven taking down the proxy pylon. He might finally be able to secure his natural expansion, and it's quite overdue as Jason's gold is already up and running. Yep, and they're both equal on harvesters now. So Steven actually started making harvesters while Jason started making harvesters. Here comes the Void Rays, they're charging up on the assimilator. Here comes a Stalker warping in, but since these Void Rays are charged up, they probably won't do as much damage. I mean, Stalker won't do as much damage to the Void Rays as they can just take down this one Stalker pretty easily. This Steven's army coming back to defend his base. He's sending everything through this choke, and Steven coming up with a push at the front door. The Void Rays go down. That's a lack of micro. Steven getting stuck in this line. His army is getting destroyed since the force field was beautifully placed. Oh no, force field at the back. That cuts off his escape route. This army is just gonna melt. Steven's just lost his entire army because he just charged right into Jason's base, and it kind of backfired as the Void Rays didn't provide a long enough diversion. And looking at the units lost tab, Jason is 2.5k resources ahead. Steven, he's still at 1 base, hasn't taken his natural. He's got quite a few Stalkers, but compared to Jason, I don't think he can come back from this game. Jason's still got his gold up. He's got 2 gas geysers as his gold, but he hasn't put any. He's getting a Stargate now. Hasn't put any probes on the gas at his gold expansion. Here they come now. Stargate go down. He might be transitioning into Void Rays, Phoenix, or Carriers. Carriers probably being the most likely, as Steven's still. He's almost mined out his main, and his natural is just coming up now. as you can see in as an income tab, Jason is quite a bit ahead. He's about 400 minerals ahead. Here comes Jason with the push. He's going to take down his natural, denying it again. It's not looking good, Steven. As his stalkers get choked at his ramp, he should probably make a concave around Jason's units, but Jason had just so many zealots, they're just taking all the damage. And the stalkers at the back are just doing so much damage. So Steven still has warp gate, still has quite a bit of money. I'm not sure why he's not using his warp gate cooldowns as they are up. Jason's still just going back and forth. He gets a nice force field, cutting off a few stalkers, but he decides to move back. Will we try and focus down the Nexus, or we'll just try and keep his army there? Here comes a pylon right in front of the natural. This is going to make him reinforce so much faster. Jason's quite rich on about 2.2k, and Steven's just barely holding on to his high ground advantage. I'm not sure whose force field that was, but it's probably what Steven's trying to just hold off Jason's massive army. Jason is still on 4 warp gates, surprisingly. He has quite a lot of minerals, and this god isn't really that saturated. He's training Void Rays, that's quite a few queued up. He's getting out Stargate. It's a bit late, and Void Rays aren't really that effective right now, as I think just building Stalkers or Mortals would just help him way more than tech switching to Void Rays, as these Stalkers can actually take down air quite easily. Steven isn't that zealot heavy. He's just building what he can afford right now. His natural is up, but his probes just aren't transferring to there, probably because it doesn't feel safe. Jason with a proxy forge going to try and cannon contain Steven. However, Steven's trying to push out. If he loses his army, it could be over, since he's running low on resources and his main is about to get mined out. Jason just has way too much army, and he's got way too much minerals. He's still got heaps of Void Rays queued up, and he's just not moving them. These Stalkers are this contain is just unbreakable for the army size Steven has, and heaps of cannons going up at Steven's front door. And the Stalkers actually getting taken down due to a high ground advantage. I don't think Jason has a Stalker, so he can't actually see up here and shoot back at these Stalkers. This Nexus is still up. I'm not sure why he's not transferring his probes. He's got 1 patch left and about 24 probes mining. The cannons are up, and I don't think Steven can actually do anything about this. He's got no money, he's not mining any minerals, and he's just trying to peck away at this front door, which is just not going to work. But Jason just has so much money, he could probably expand around the map, and Steven couldn't break this cannon contain. Here comes the final push from Jason. Steven going all in. These probes are attacking as well. He's pulling probes off the line, but decides not to and moves back to start mining. There goes the last of Steven's Stalkers, and Jason's just gonna blink in and clean up these probes.